Hello, hello. Great evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Great evening. For those who are new, my name is Catherine Barnett, and I go by Cat Barnett, and this is the Cat Barnett podcast, episode 97. I am so happy and grateful that you are here. And I also help women who struggle with confidence in their faith and fitness develop strategies and systems that lead them to gain clarity, direction, and purpose so that they can be fulfilled as they walk in their calling faithfully. And I'm just grateful to be here because this is part of my calling. This is part of my purpose, y'all. And I've been doing this every Wednesday now for over 2 years straight. And just a blessing that it has been because I am a outgoing introvert. So anyone who is an outgoing introvert and has ever wanted to do something out of your comfort zone, I highly encourage it. It'll change your life. So that's just a little side note tangent. But today I'm really, really passionate about today's episode because I think I'm always on the pursuit of like greatness. That's just in my DNA. That's in how God created me to be, a very passionate, a very competitive, a very ambitious but outgoing person. So um this episode, with it being, if you are kind of on a business calendar, we're near the third quarter, approaching it quickly. And this year is almost over. Like before you know it, we'll be Happy New Year. Well, before that, Mariah Carey will be singing, All I Want for Christmas Is You. And then it'll be Happy New Year. And when we're already in 2027. So I kind of want to get into people's brains today and hope that you're still encouraged, even though we are past the halfway of this year, that to go after your dreams, to not give up, and that you can still do whatever you want to do. You just have to make a decision. You just have to decide. Literally, it starts in your mind first, from going to good to great. So today, yeah, that's just where I'm striving, where I'm on the pursuit of. I'm always trying to go from uh good to great, from better to great. And transitioning from good to great requires moving past autopilot and engaging in deliberate practice, focusing intensely on your specific weak spots rather than just repeating what you already know. So I want to go over a few key steps and just strategies that you can have moving forward to really step in, your greatness, going from good to great, going from mediocre to an average, to achieving your wild dreams while becoming the person you're meant to be. So I'm going to go over quick 5 steps and maybe might throw in one or two bonuses. We'll see. But number one is deliberately decide to be great. Deliberately decide to be great. Like I said, it all starts in your mind first. We really are our biggest critics. And I'm talking to myself on this. And our thoughts are very powerful. So you have to be conscious of, what are you telling yourself every day? What are you thinking about when you're not thinking about what you're thinking about? What are you thinking about when you're not thinking about what you're thinking about? And what are you feeding? You have to be conscious of your subconscious mind, because those thoughts are just as powerful, you guys. So deliberately decide to be great. And many people flirt with being great, and many even become engaged to it. However, when they realize what it is involved, to be great, they quickly seek out on an affair with her less demanding, distant cousin being good. See the analogies I use there in today's present time. So you see, being great requires consistently high standards, uncompromising commitment to continuously learning and honest hard work. Like I've said before, you have to remain a student, be coachable, be teachable, be a student of life. And, if you add to this with your mental and emotional states, communicating clearly and effectively and having a love and enthusiasm for what you do are also important factors of becoming great. And even then, you can even go deeper. So decide on your standard for great and then determine how far away you are from that standard. It'd be good to sit down, whether you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, and write it out. Really write it out. Make a plan. Be brutally honest. And that's hard for some people because some people live in la la land and they're delusional, but you have to be brutally honest with yourself. I know it was hard for me in certain aspects, and sometimes it still is, but you have to be realistic, but also very honest with yourself. And then, you have to take action by figuring out your first baby step and then taking it. Number two. And then if you guys are watching live, just let me know live. If you're getting value, put value or V. If you're watching the replay, let me know that as well. And just keep giving me feedback and letting me know what you're liking, and we can get on a one-on-one call. Number two, seriously commit to continuously learning. And I know what you guys are thinking. I've heard it all before. But I say that you can't hear it enough. What separates those who are merely average from those who are truly awesome and great is their commitment to continuously learning. And it's not just about learning something new every day and then patting yourself on your back. No, outstanding people know how to learn and have a system for learning. They have systems in place for learning. So, because I believe that, you have to have a learning system that focuses on strengthening your strengths instead of your weaknesses. Because that guarantees an overall performance from you that is going to be consistently great. So, in other words, you know, consistently moving from just learning to mastering, mastering your craft, mastering whatever you're passionate about. Stop treating it just like if it's a hobby. If you want it to become your passion and if you want to even make money from it, take it seriously. Because I was listening to an artist. I really like him, Rick Ross. He has a new album out, and I forgot what song it was, but it had Nipsey Hussle. He's another artist. Rest in peace. My favorite rapper who was murdered in California, probably about, I don't want to guess, but over 5 years ago. So, and he's still impacting today. And his slogan was the marathon continues. That life is not necessarily a sprint. Like, yes, you have to sprint sometimes, but it's a journey, it's a marathon. So brick by brick, step by step, you'll get to your goals and dreams. And he was just so wise, so young, so wise, I think beyond his time. But in the background, he was saying that um like if you are a business person or the CEO of your own life, or of CEO of your own business, treat your life like a business. Like become the CEO of your own life. Take control of your own life. You are in the driver's seat of your own life. So master that craft. Commit yourself to continuously learning because it is a very critical step on your journey from good to great. Number three is, and I think very, 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 very important, learn to control your mental and emotional states. Learn to control your mental and emotional states. And ooh, this is hard. And this is still a work in progress for me. Every day I'm working on this because I am an outgoing introvert. Like I love people, but I have to recharge and be alone to recharge. Like Jesus, he went alone and prayed. I have to do that a lot to fill my cup back up. Uh, and I'm very blunt and I'm very frank at times. So I have to remember that, to still be kind when I am being frank and blunt, because being kind is very, very important to me. And I think that's a very, very um, underlooked and taken for granted skill set that can help you be successful also in life. So I think that also the difference between a good and great is self control. Even the Bible talks about self control. And I won't get into that today because that is not the prime aspect, but that just gave me a podcast episode of doing a biblical episode of self control. I'll pray about that, but that just came into my mind. So I truly believe, though, it is very fundamental um, to have a persistent mental state of, a positive state, because if you always have this mental state of inanue, I believe, or it's a resonation of like angry at life or woe is me, you're going to achieve far less that than you should in life. You right? Because I want you to understand that, great requires you to control your mental and emotional states rather than letting them control you. You can't be just popping off at the mouth at everybody just because they made you mad or they upset you. Like that's not professional and that's not gonna get you where you want in life. Even with friendships, there's a way you should approach a friend if you have a disagreement. You shouldn't just be popping off at your friend if they hurt you. You should have a one-on-one with that friend, sit down with that friend or talk on the phone or whatever, FaceTime, and really lay it out with that friend. So um moreover, when you can control your emotional and mental states, you strengthen your resolve to resist the easy way out of life and other temptations, in their many inviting forms. You right? So you don't get caught up in this, this ain't me or I don't like this type of attitude trap, right? So take control of your life because, like I said, you are in the driver's seat of your own life. So move accordingly, act like it, and then move yourself rapidly forward to your ultimate destination called greatness. Number four, and I hope you guys are getting value from this so far. And let me know if you're watching live. And number four, know when, where, and how to ask for help. Know, oop, excuse me, know when, where, and how to ask for help. And I think this is so hard, man, because it's hard to ask for help. Like, especially if you have a lot of pride, like, I get it, it's hard, but And some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness, and it's not. It's actually very it shows a lot of strength because it shows you have a lot of courage, self-awareness, that you had the self-awareness and courage to even ask for help in the first place. So I don't think you should ever feel some type of way for asking for help. I used to when I was younger, but now that I'm in my 30s, I if I need help, I need help. Help me. Like if I'm asking you for help, you should feel very honored and privileged because I don't ask just anybody for help. So if I came to you and said, "Hey, friend," or "Hey, cousin," "Hey, family, I need help," please feel honored because I don't ask anyone just for help, you know. So um I think what's key though, you know, is how you ask for help matters. How you ask for help matters. You know, in asking, you have to provide, you know, sufficient enough information about the problem or issue so that the person can understand it or where you're coming from and then advise you appropriately, right? You got to be careful not to waste people's time by not preparing properly before you approach them for help, right? You can't just not even know what you're saying and just talking at the mouth thinking people just got time to hear you rambling. Especially if a friend is taking time out of their day to listen to you vent, you better be coming to me. Okay, vent a couple times, then we better have some solutions, and I'm gonna let you know that respectfully. Like, what are we doing about XYZ about this problem? We have to have now solutions moving forward. And I hope that's making sense to you all. And I think also if you can't humble yourself and expose your weaknesses so that you can get some help, your journey from good to great will be so much longer and harder than it needs to be. Truly, truly believe that. And piggybacking off of this, you know, where knowing when, where, and how to ask for help, I also think adding to this a bonus is seek immediate feedback, right? Humans are notoriously bad at self-assessing. So use video recordings or performance metrics or a mentor to identify exactly where you are making mistakes so you can course correct before bad habits solidify. You know, act accordingly. That's it. You know, that's that bonus I wanted to add in there. Number five, before I bring this in for a landing, y'all. Hope y'all are getting value. I'm really enjoying this episode, and it's almost 20 minutes long. Wow, that's how you know I'm enjoying this. Take action in the now, you know, and this. I'm talking to myself too. Take action in the now, right now, in the present moment. You know, take the right type of action and take it right away. No procrastinate. Stop procrastinating today. End it today because the right type of action will move you forward towards that one thing, that one goal, that one dream that you want to achieve. And you need to know the difference between taking action and engaging in what I like to call distracting activities, right? Like earn those distracting activities. Like you shouldn't just be constantly scrolling on social media. You should only be on social media to network, to market. If you know, especially if you're in the business world or you're trying to sell or promote a product. Um, but you shouldn't just be spending time with lazy people or people not getting you closer to your goals and dreams. You should be around like-minded, you know, people that's moving like you, that's thinking like you, or even people that's even above so they can help you get to where you want to go faster, you know. And I think that uh on your journey from good to great, uh on your journey from good to great, you have to take action, and you have to sometimes take massive action. Just a tunnel vision. Put your a head down, don't look to the left, don't look to the right. We just here. And I think the ones that um take action and quickly and decide, those are the ones that are going to reach their goals quicker, right? They're just going to propel. Like we were talking, like my mentor and a couple other people, we truly believe we're in the slingshot year, that we're setting ourselves up, we're planting the right seeds, we're moving in faith, we're around like-minded positive individuals, where there's no way that we're not going to get slingshot into greatness, into achieving um, our goals and dreams, and helping others along the way and changing lives. Like, wow, just a blessing. And I can't believe that. I'm just grateful. And so I think you have to learn to identify the simple, first step that you want and that you have to take, and then take it, and then take it. Stop, uh, wishy-washy. Just take it. Stop thinking about it. Do it. And then keep it simple, smart, or as Smack goes, keep it simple, so that you remain not you're not always going to be motivated, but so that you remain enthusiastic longer, right? Not motivated all the time, but enthusiastic longer. So if you don't get anything from this episode, take action now. Even when the results are not what you expect, the lessons are going to be there. Like I was telling a friend, and I truly believe it, there's blessings in the lessons. So, with that being said, I hope you guys got value from this podcast episode. God bless you all. This is my 97th episode, y'all. So the 100th episode, I'm praying about it. I think I'm gonna have a very special guest, and I can't wait. So I hope you guys come back. Keep coming Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Peace, love, and blessings, and see you all next week.